to Yoga Sculpt. We're going to do a practice with resistance bands. I have two resistance bands here. One is about a medium resistance, and this one is about 7 feet long. This is going to be for the upper body. And then I have another, about a shorter one. It's about a 5-foot band. And this is a stronger resistance. I have it in a knot here. I'm going to untie it just so that I can show you how I can quickly tie a knot. To tie the knot, and I have this shorter band here, this is about 4 or 5 feet long. This we're going to use for the lower body. And I'm recommending a stronger resistance band if you have an assortment of bands, because the legs are stronger, they're just larger muscle group. So to create the loop, we're going to place it around the feet and the knees. So go ahead and take a seat. Place the center of the band around both of your feet, and then pull it really tight, and we want it to be around the feet and the knees, as tight as you can get it. So go ahead and pull it tight, and then grab it with your hand, and then where your other hand is, that is where the loop is going to go. So you just take the two loose ends and just tie them through in a knot. Make sure your knot is nice and tight. We want a couple of little tails poking out at the end, because we are going to use those tails later on in the practice. So when you have your knotted band ready to go, just go ahead and place it around your knees and your feet, and you'll need your other band ready to go. I should have told you that before I had you put the other one around your legs. Okay, make sure it's nice and secure there, and then the other band I'm just going to have doubled up and just loose off to the side, so I'll place this behind me. So go ahead and lie down on your back and have your knees up over your hips, and start to engage your legs outward into the band that's tied around your legs. So just feeling like you're equally pressing out from your feet through your knees, starting to feel that little bit of engagement going on in the outer hips. And then just let your legs rock just part way from side to side. So we're just getting ourselves warmed up here, just getting a little bit loose through the hips, through the spine, a little back and forth twist. And then grab the band, the lighter, slightly lighter resistance one for your hands. Now as your legs go one direction, your arms go the other direction. And I don't recommend bringing your legs all the way down to the ground, because then you might just lose your control of this twist. So only go so far as you're comfortable with, still keeping the control. And I have my arms a little wider than shoulder distance apart, and I'm still pressing my legs outward into the band. And now we're going to move in circles. So as your arms go right, your legs go left, and then take your feet forward and your arms back. And then legs right, arms left, and then just keep circling around like that. Your legs and arms come in, and then arms right, legs left, and then just keep going like this. So you exhale when you come into the center position, and you inhale as you start to move the limbs away from each other. And you're still pressing your legs outward into the band. And you're pulling out on the band with your hands. And now let's reverse the direction. Exhale as your legs and arms come in. Inhale as they move away from each other. Keep pressing out on the band. This shouldn't feel too intense. It should actually feel kind of nice. We're just getting the joints kind of warmed up, the shoulders, the hips, the spine. A little bit of heat going on in the outer hips here. Okay, good. And then let's bring that back through center. And now place your feet down on the floor and place the band that you have doubled up right over the hips. So move through a bridge pose sequence. So check that the feet are just under your knees. And then push down into the feet, lift your hips, pull out a little bit on the band, take the arms to the floor behind you. So arms on either side of the head, and then exhale, lower your hips and lower your arms back down. Now pin the band down against your hips, pin your hands to the floor, and lift your hips up. So you should feel this in the arms and some more into the glutes. And then exhale, lower the hips down. So just those two moves back and forth. Inhale, hips up, arms reach up behind you, pull out on the band. Exhale, lower the hips and lower the arms. Place the band right across your hips. And then inhale, come up into bridge again. This time you're pinning the band down with your arms. And exhale, lower the hips down. 2 more times. Inhale, hips up, arms reach back behind you. Exhale, lower the hips down, lower the arms down right over the hips. Pin the band down, and inhale, just lift the hips up. So you're lifting up into the resistance, and exhale, lower the hips down. 1 more time. Inhale, push down into the feet, lift the hips, reach the arms back behind you. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the arms. Now push the band down against the front of your hips, and inhale, lift the hips up. And exhale, let's lower it down. Okay, you can remove the band in your hands. Hold on to the tails of the tied band that's around your legs. And then start to extend your legs forward and come on up into boat pose. It's going to come off of your knees, but you're still holding on to the band. You can either hold the tails or you can hold on to the inside edge of the tied band. And then just pause here in a boat pose for a moment. Press the feet out a little bit into the band, and then just kind of pulls up and down a little bit. Up and down, boat to half boat, just getting the core warmed up. And go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to come up into a squat. So I'm going to release a little bit. Actually, before we do that, cross the loop once, the looped band once, and place your foot back in it. So I just took the left foot out, I crossed the band once, so it's kind of in a figure 8 pattern, the tied band, and then I have both my feet back in, and we're going to rock up to a squat. So you might need to get a little bit of momentum, rock back, see if you can come up and land on your feet. You can use your hands if you need to. So rock back a little bit, and then see if you can come up, land in your feet, come into a squat. And then just be here for a moment. Palms together, spine is lengthening up. Lower your hands to the floor, come into a forward fold. Now your feet are going to be a little wider than they normally would be in this Uttanasana because you have the band around your feet. And while you're down here, looking closely at your feet, can you check that the band is more or less flat around your feet so it's not rolled up or curled up? Because we are going to be doing some little side-to-side walks here, and it is helpful if the band is more flat. And then push down into the feet, and let's rise up to stand. Okay, so as promised, I'm just going to turn to my side so I can face you. We're just going to do our little side to side here. So take your feet a little bit wider, bend your knees here, and then going whichever way you want to, let's step out 3 times to the side. 2, 3, and then the leg that you're stepping away from, that's going to come up, pull up, keep the ankle flexed, try to touch knee to elbow, place it down. And then 3 times to the other side. Keep your knees bent, you're low to the ground. And then knee to elbow on your inside leg. And then again to the first side. 3 steps out. Knee to elbow, inside leg. And then 3 steps out. Knee to elbow. 1 more time each side. So 3. And then knee to elbow. This is going to really challenge your balance because your balance is going to want to topple over. So 3 more times. And pull it in, knees out wide, and place it down. Okay, so from here, let's remove the tied band from the feet. We'll go through just a sun salutation, get a little bit more warmed up, and then we'll do some work just with this loose band. So hold the band in your hands. Actually, I'm going to double it up. I'm going to hold the ends and wrap it around the hands once. Make sure your thumbs and your fingers are free, and then step to the top of the mat. Inhale, your arms reach up, Exhale, bend your elbows and pull the band back behind you. This should be a nice big stretch for the front of the shoulders. Inhale, reach up through the arms. Exhale, come forward and down. We'll just do one sun salutation. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Step back to a plank pose. So you don't need to grip the band if you wrapped it around your hands. You should be able to position your hands like you normally would in plank pose. So lower your knees down, come all the way down to your belly, point the toes back. Inhale, come up to a cobra pose. And exhale to a downward dog. Now I recommended that you doubled up the band so that it's going to be twice as strong. We are going to try to come into a twisted downward dog, but your hand may not move too far. So we'll see how this goes. Place your feet wide, because if your band is doubled up, it's going to be really strong. So you're pinning your left hand down, your feet are a little bit wider. Try to bring your right hand over towards your left leg, and if it doesn't touch, that's fine. Normally it would be able to if it was just the medium resistance. Maybe you can just tap the shin, and then place the right hand back, downward dog, and then grab a hold with the left hand. You're pinning down with the right hand, and you're pulling your left hand over towards your right shin. Maybe tap the knuckle to the shin, and then place the hand back. Bring your feet back to hips distance apart, downward facing dog. Check that your hands are shoulder distance apart. Let your head just come down into a neutral position. And then lift your heels and walk your feet forward to the top of the mat, Uttanasana. Let the head release here. And then inhale, rise up to stand. Let the band slide up close to the front of the body. Reach up overhead at the top of the inhale. Exhale, lean back part way. You're leaning back from your upper back. Bend your elbows, lift your heart. Reach the arms up, inhale. And exhale, lower the arms down in front of you. Okay, so now we're going to move through some more somewhat traditional yoga poses. So we're going to step the left foot down onto the band, and I want to get any little crinkles or folds out of the band, especially the center of it, because I really want to be able to have my foot firmly down on the band. I'm going to turn and just face this way. You can stay right where you are, I just don't want to have my back to you. All right, so from here, hold the very ends of the band, wrap it around your hands, bend your knees here, come into a chair pose. Bend your elbows, bicep curls. Bring your right knee forward, straighten your leg, and press your knuckles out to the side. So I'll angle myself a little bit, so it's going to look like this. Chair pose, and actually let's hover one foot. Chair pose, bicep curl. Leg forward, pressing your arms out in kind of in a W shape. Okay? And then from there we're going to take it to a warrior three. So let's try that again. Curl the elbows in, bicep curl. So curl the hands in, bicep curl. Straighten both legs, right leg forward, pressing your arms out to the side. Come back into this one-legged chair, bicep curl, and then take your right leg back, warrior three. Extension out through the triceps, so you're lifting the arms back behind you. Come back into this one-legged chair, bicep curls. Straighten the right leg forward, arms come out into a W shape. Back into your one-legged chair, and then warrior three, lifting the arms up behind you. You should feel your triceps here. One more time through. One-legged chair, bicep curl. Straighten the right leg, arms out in a W shape. Back into bicep curl, you're hovering your right leg. And then right leg comes behind you into a warrior three. You're lifting up through your arms. Your knuckles point back towards the wall behind you. And then step your right foot back into a crescent warrior shape. I'm going to unwrap the bands from my hands so I have some more length here. Okay. So here we go. Let's lift the elbows, inhale. Exhale, twist to the left and dip your right knee down. Come back into the center, inhale. Exhale, cross the arms, cross the forearms, the wrists in front of you, and lift your knuckles up. Inhale back to a warrior three. You're just only lifting up as high as you can, depending on the resistance of your band. Exhale, twist to the left and dip your back knee down. Your arms are wide. Come back through center, inhale. Exhale, lift your knuckles up. Elbows point forward, elbows are bent. Inhale through center, one more time through. Exhale, twist to the left, dip the back knee down, arms wide. Inhale through center. Exhale, lift up like you're trying to punch the ceiling with your knuckles. Come back through center here. All right, Lower your back heel down, come into a warrior two shape. And it might help to cross the band over your foot here. Arms come out wide. So the right hand that's reaching behind me is attached to the outer edge of my front foot. So I cross the band over the foot. So reverse your warrior. Left arm comes up and over. Exhale, forearm to thigh, and reach your right arm up and over. Now could be controlled with this here. I don't want you just flinging the arm about. It's slow, controlled movements. Only moving the arm as far as you're comfortable with so that you're not straining the shoulder joint. And again, reverse your warrior inhale, just reaching out long through the arms. Exhale, reaching forward through the front arm. And then come back through center. Okay. So let's face forward. Wrap the bands around your hands and lower your right knee down. We're going to come to all fours. So I'm going to keep wrapping my hands around the band so that I can bring my left knee back down without losing the band around the foot, and then start to unwrap the bands around your hands. So that was that wrapping and then unwrapping of the hands was just so that you don't lose the band around the foot as we transition to all fours. So in case you did lose the band, I'm pinning both ends of the band down with both of my hands. I have the strap, the band around the left foot, and I have the band crossed just in front of the foot. Okay. So from here, I'm going to angle myself a little bit here. We're going to do a little sequence. So with your left leg. So take the left leg behind you in the bird dog and your right arm forward, and then place the hand and the knee down. And do that again. Right arm, left leg, place the hand and the knee down one more time. Right arm, left leg, place the hand and the knee down. Now reach the arm and the leg forward. Take the right arm to the right and the left leg to the left. Take it back again. Place the hand and the knee down. Just take the right leg back. Send the leg out to the side, tap it down. Send the leg back behind you so it crosses behind you to the right, tap it down. Take it out to the left again, tap it down. Take it out to the right. Your head is just following where your foot is going. And then keep the leg out to the left and come on up. So you should have your left foot in line with your right knee. You still have the band crossed over the foot. I'm going to take an underhand grip of the band. So the band is kind of coming out by, the tail of the band is coming out by my thumbs. And then reach the arms long. Side bend over your left leg. Come back up through center. Place the right hand down. Reach your top arm out and over. Come back up, inhale. Side bend over the left leg. You're trying to keep your elbow pointed up. Come back through center. Exhale, right hand down, top arm reaches forward. One more time through, and then we're going to add and move on. So inhale, come up. Side bend over to the left. Keep the elbow up rather than forward. Come back up, inhale. Exhale, hand comes down. Now pin both ends of the band down with your right hand. Pick up your left leg. Bend the knee. Press it out. Bend the knee. Push the foot out into the band. Bend the knee in towards you. Push away. And keep going like this until we really start to burn out. If you're not feeling it, get more resistance in the band. Maybe bunch it up under your hand even more. Make it tight, like you're trying to rip through that resistance band. They're usually pretty tough, although I have been known to rip these. Let's go one more. Place the left foot down, and there it goes. Come on up. It happens every time. And hands come down. Let's just come down onto our knees, both of our knees down. Fortunately, I didn't rip it. It just snapped out from under me. So hold on to your band. And I'm doubling it up, holding the ends, wrapping it once around the hands so that the hands are about shoulder distance apart. So come up high onto your knees, reach up through the arms, pull the elbows back. Reach the arms up again, curl your toes under. We're going to come into a toe squat. So sit back on your heels, reach your arms forward, lift your knees and see if you can balance on the balls of your feet. Now lower your heels down, take your upper body more forward. See if you can lower the heels as far as they'll go without taking the butt down to the ground. So you're in a squat. You can take the knees wider, maybe bring the shoulders inside the knees. We're not really doing much with the band, we're just holding it in our hands. And then hands to the floor and straighten your legs forward, fold. Let the head just soften down here. Push down into the feet, rise up. Let the band come up close to the body. As you come up, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, pull the band back behind you. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, lower the band in front. Okay, so we're going to do the other leg. So this time, we're going to step the right foot down onto the band. So you just let it open up, make sure that it's flat there at the very center of the band. And your right foot is going to step down into the center. And then I'm going to hold on to the ends, bend the knees, wrap the band around my hands. And then hover the left foot. So you're in a chair pose, do your bicep curls. Straighten your left leg forward and press your arms out to the side. Come into your one-legged chair with your bicep curl, and then send your left leg behind you into a warrior three and lift up through your straight arms. Come back into your one-legged chair, just hovering the left foot, bicep curl. Straighten both legs, left leg forward, arms out into a W shape. Back into the bicep curl with your chair, and then warrior three, lifting up through the straight arms, back behind you. One more time through, bicep curl, chair pose. Extend the leg, arms out wide. Back into your chair pose. And then warrior three. Can you lift up high through the arms? One more breath. Step it back to a crescent. And you're going to give yourself more length in the band here. And then here we go. Let's come up to crescent. So you're only lifting up as high as you can with the band, depending on your resistance. And then you're going to twist to the right. Take the right arm behind you and dip your left knee down. Come back into crescent. And then bend your back knee again and lift. You cross the forearms in front of your forehead and lift your knuckles up. Back to crescent. Exhale to your twist to the right. Back to crescent. Dip your back knee down and lift your elbows up. Lift your knuckles. Your elbows point forward. Crescent. Exhale, twist. Crescent. Elbows stay in, lift your forearms up, forearms are parallel. All right, come back through center. And then we're going to take this to warrior two. So I'm going to cross the band once, lower the back heel down, take the arms out wide. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm comes up and over, right forearm to thigh, left arm reaches forward. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Pull up and back on the band. Exhale, side angle pose. Make sure your elbow is pointing towards the ceiling. Reverse your warrior, inhale, last one. Exhale to your side angle pose. And then come back through center. Face forward. So we have to transition this right knee down to the floor. So to do that, I don't want to lose the band. So I'm going to wrap the band around my hands, lower my left knee. Bring my hands down, bring my right knee down. And then you're going to want that length back in the band. So I'm going to unwind the bands from my hands and pin my hands down on the ground. I'm going to angle myself towards you a little bit. Hopefully I won't kick my closet. All right, right leg extends back, left arm forward. And then bring the knee and the hand back in. And then keep that same side, right leg, left arm reaches. Bring it back in. And again, reach forward and back, and bring it back in. Now reach forward and back. Take the right leg to the right and the left arm to the left. And then take the leg back and the arm forward, and bring the hand and the knee down. Now keep your left hand down. Pin the bands down with your hands. Take the right leg behind you, and now take it out to the right. And swing it up behind you and over to the left. Look towards your foot, over your left shoulder. And then swing it up behind you and over to the right. Just place it down. And then swing it back up and around. and behind you to the left. It's kind of crossed behind you. One more time. Inhale up, exhale, tap the foot down to the right. Inhale up and around, exhale to the left. All right, and now let's lower the knee down, or actually take the foot out to the right and come all the way up. So this is our gate pose, Paragasana. Take your arms out wide. And we're going to side bend over the right leg. And your elbow is going to point up. And then come back through center. And then your left hand comes down and your top arm reaches up and over. Come on up, inhale. Exhale over to the right, gate pose. Inhale, come up. Exhale, right arm reaches up and over. One more time, inhale, come up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, come up. Now, you're going to come down to the left. Place both ends of the band in your left hand. Top hand can be on your hip. And you're going to pick up your right leg, bend the knee in towards you, push the leg out. Keep the foot flexed so the band doesn't slip off your foot. And if you want more resistance, if you've got really strong, this is going to be glutes. If you're really strong in the hips, make it tighter in your hand or work with a stronger band. We're going to do several reps on this because this is a strong muscle group. So let's go for 5, 4, bend in, 3, press out, 2, last 1, and 1. Lower the foot down. Oh, come on up. Okay, so let's release the band. Come to your high kneeling. Let's hold it in the hand. Hold the band in your hands. Wrap it around your hands once. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Just lean back. Pull the elbows out wide. Just a nice little opening for the shoulders. Inhale. Reach the arms back up. Curl your toes under. And see if we can come up into a toe balance. So lean back a little bit. Pick your knees up. Balance on the balls of your feet. Just for a breath or two, lower your heels back and your upper body forward into a squat. Let the head release down. And then push the hands into the floor and straighten your legs. Forward fold. Feet are hips distance apart. Inner edges of your feet are parallel. Really let the head go. Maybe turn the head a couple of times side to side. And then you can release the band and rise yourself up. Okay, so we're going to do some work for the quads. So we're going to grab the tied band and we're going to step down on the inside of that loop and we're going to want to hold on to the tails of the band. So making sure that I don't have any wrinkles or folds in the band. And I'll step my feet directly down, about hips distance apart. And then make sure the knot is right in the center so you can hold on to it. So feet are a little wider than hips distance. Now we're going to keep the feet stationary and we're just going to do some squats here. So I'm holding on to both tails of the band here and we're just going to come up and down. Just slightly straightening, don't straighten all the way. Keep the weight in the heels, especially as you come down. So I'll come to an angle here. So your butt is kind of sticking back, but you're keeping a lift to the abdomen, lift to the lower belly. Now come just halfway, bent in the knees, and pull your elbows back behind you. So pull up on the tails of that knotted loop and pull the elbows straight back, like you're rowing back behind you. And then arms are straight and back into the squats. So keep some engagement in the lower belly so this doesn't all go into the low back. And the weight is in your heels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come halfway in between bent and straight. Pull back through the elbows. So your palms are facing each other. Your elbows go straight back behind you. Your weight is still in the heels. Abdomen is still engaged. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's take a seat. Keep the loop around your feet, but we're going to cross it again. So just remove one foot, cross, put one cross in the loop, it's a figure 8 shape, and then feet come back inside. And then again, make sure that the band is flat around your feet. Here's this action. I do this often, and I've tried to figure out how to explain it because it might feel a little complicated at first. Hopefully I can describe this. So your feet are going to move in a circular pattern, and your knees move in and out. So your feet and your knees are moving opposite of each other. So the feet come out, the knees come in, and vice versa. Feet are just moving around in big circles, and you're keeping resistance in the band the whole time. And your knees just move in and out. That's it, okay? And then we'll take this a little bit lower, so come down onto your elbows. Now keep circling your feet, moving the knees in and out. So this should feel like a lot of hip work. We're going to add on some abdominal work here in a moment. And now reverse your circles, go the other way. Keep your ankles flexed, so I don't want your ankles to sickle. Sickling is generally not a good thing, as it means that we're putting the joints in a pretty unnatural position and then applying weight to it. So we want to keep them in a natural alignment. Hopefully you're feeling this in your outer hips now, especially as the feet come out wide. All right. Okay, I'm feeling that now. So onto your back. Now, head in your hands, fingers interlaced behind your head, and just lift your head off the floor. Guess what? Same thing. Since it took us a while to find this rhythm, let's just keep going with it. Keep circling the feet around. Knees just moving in and out, opposite of the feet. Lifting the head, and then last time reversing this, go the other way. Okay. Feeling it in the quads too. It's outer hips, but it's also some quad work. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Come back up to boat pose. All right, so as one leg presses out, the other knee comes in. And you're just kind of shifting your upper body back and forth a little bit. Alternate pressing one foot away, pulling the other foot in. Keep both of your feet flexed at the ankle. Keep your feet wide enough that there's always resistance in the band. Lots of core here. There's more too. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. Okay. You're going to remove your left foot from that loop. And have the knot in the downward position so you can hold on to the tail. And yay, let's just stretch this for a moment, but don't get too excited about relaxing because we are going to do a little bit more core work. So we're just holding on to the end of the band here and just letting that right hamstrings get some stretch. All right, now I'm going to hold on to the tail ends of the loop here and just start to circle the right leg as wide as you can go. And you might notice that the wider you go, the more you feel this on the downward slope, you feel this in your core. And now to really crank this up in the core, hover your left leg. Keep it straight, keep both legs straight. Maybe hover your left heel an inch off the floor. You're just holding on to the tails of your knotted loop, and you're circling the right leg slowly and as wide as you can go. And now let's go the other way. This really makes this about doubly as hard if you are hovering your left heel. You're going to really feel this in your lower abdominal muscles. Go one more time around. And then just release your left heel down and just go through for that stretch again. Stretching through the right hamstrings. Hold on to the tail end in your right hand only and send your right leg out to the right. You can bring your left arm out to the side. I have my right elbow down as kind of a little kickstand, and this resistance strap is a sling for my right leg. And then bring your right leg back up, and we're going to cross it over to the left. You can hold the loop in the knot in your left hand, bring your right arm out to the side, and just let the leg hang over there to the right. So it's got its own little sling here, so we don't have to bring the foot down to the floor. And then we'll bring the leg back up. Okay, other side. Let's place the left foot now into the tied band, and the knot is still hanging down in the downward position. First going for the hamstring stretch here, so I'm just holding on to the tails of the knot. Let the right leg be straight on the floor. Your left leg is up. And really work with the weight of your arms here to get a little bit more resistance to lengthen out the back of the leg. All right, here we go. Start to circle the left leg. So you're just still holding on to the tails of that knot in your hands, and you're experimenting with how wide you can go with the left leg. Keep it slow. And when you found the rhythm going, hover the right heel off the floor. That makes it a lot harder. Keep it really slow. This is a very controlled movement. Can you even synchronize the circle of your leg with your breath? So think of exhaling as the leg comes forward and inhaling as the leg comes up. And I'm having you exhale with the leg forward because that's the tougher part of the pose. All right, and then we'll go the other way, circle the other way, keep it as wide as you can. I'm even pinning my elbows down here so my arms are staying stationary. And last time. And then, okay, that's it, just hamstring stretch. So, let's take it out to the left. So we worked quads, we worked outer hips, we got back, core, arms, biceps, deltoids, triceps. We didn't get much hamstrings, but stay tuned. The next resistance band class I do, there will be a hamstring segment. All right, let's take this over to the right. So hold on to the tail in your right hand, take your left arm out to the side, and cross your left leg over to the right. Just let the resistance band here be like a sling for your foot, so the foot doesn't have to come all the way to the floor. Since we did core and quads, I'm going to have you flip over. Once you bring the left leg up, release the band, and I'll have you flip over onto your belly. So stretch out through the core, come into a Sphinx pose. Forearms are down, and they're parallel to each other, and then just lift up your heart. Move the shoulders back, and then lift up the base of your skull. Now cross the left forearm just in front of you and reach back for your right foot. And then flex the ankle, lift up again through your heart. So push down into the forearm, lift your heart up, and pull the right heel in towards you. Try to lengthen your right knee away from you. And then let's do that on the other side. So bring the right forearm down, angle it in front of you a bit, and then bend your left knee. Reach back for the foot with the left hand. So rather than just slumping down in the shoulder, push down into the forearm and lift up through your upper body. Lift up through your heart, but pull the left heel in towards you. Point the left kneecap back. And lower all the way down. Just let the head rest on your stacked hands. And let your hips just kind of wiggle, waggle from side to side here, just releasing any remaining tension in the low back. It should feel kind of soothing. Hands to the floor, press on up to all fours. Okay, take a seat. And so that's it. Thanks for joining me for this resistance loop class. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.